Hello everyone. Welcome back. All right, real quick, thanks for my YouTube subs. Making all this content, it's made me a better player, and I hope to be able to pass that on to you guys. So for League Start, I have a how to have a successful League Start guide. On League Start, honestly, you can do whatever you want. It's a game. Ultimately, you should be having fun, right? It shouldn't be like a stressful event. You should be able to have fun with this game. But for some PoE players, myself included, learning, optimizing, and executing a good league start and build is where they have fun. And that's exactly where this guide is going to be aimed at. If you're kind of one of those players, league start is exciting. Everyone's fresh, everyone's new. You get to experience new content. And, it's kind of a race to the top. Race to maps, race to bosses. It's pretty fun. And, you kind of want to be getting there before other players. That's where the fun's at. So if you enjoyed this video, obviously subscribe for more League Start videos. Tuesday, join my Discord, ask me some questions. I'll be streaming the patch notes and stuff, so that'll be exciting. I love those patch note reviews, so that'll be nice to see exactly what's going to happen. And you can, drop any questions you have. I'll be in there all day and every day up until League Start. Alright, so first of all, this video, it's not going to be 10 hours. All jokes aside, Scissorin's 10-hour guide, it is really long, obviously. 10 hours is a lot. It's just a straight VOD upload. But there's some hidden gems in there, especially if you're going to be doing ED Contagion, which is what he's doing in that video and stream. It's a pretty decent checkout. There's kind of just a lot of fat on there that hasn't been cut off because it is obviously 10 hours. So I hope this is a little more trimmed, kind of a League Start video where it's just the very important information, not just a bunch of kind of baloney in between. Alright, so the most important part to your League Start and having a successful League Start is knowing what build you're actually going to be playing. Now, this includes what build you're leveling as and what build you'll be playing in maps, right? You don't just choose a map build and then, kind of just go through leveling or whatever. If you want to be a successful League Starter, you have to think about what you're leveling as. So, if you're deciding what build to play while you're patching the game, you kind of goofed up. You want to know what endgame build you're playing, but for League Start, the important part is knowing what build you're going to be leveling as when you have no gear. You can't twink your leveling character out because there's no gear. Nobody has anything. You have to be able to start from scratch. That means having absolutely nothing, no currency, no anything. So you have to pick a good leveling build. You have to know what gems you need to pick up, what stats you need to look out for, so you can have some decent gear once you get to maps. You don't want to have like a forward link, white item setup once you get to maps. You're kind of going to be at a severe disadvantage, so you have to at least know what you're going to be picking up. So the second most important part of the League Start is exactly what build you're going to be playing. So the new wand stuff, it looks really cool, right? Kinetic Bolt, Spell Slinger, all that. But wands are notoriously hard to League Start as, especially leveling. Unless you have like a support that's going to be just giving you all the auras, free hatred, free wrath, free anger, everything, they can deck you out. But if you don't have some friend who's just going to sit there with auras and follow you around, you may not want to start a wand build for League Start. Also, single target on wands, barrage changes helped a lot, obviously, but single target is still really not that good, especially if you want to be going for Cyrus kills. You probably don't want to be doing that on like a League Start wand build. That sounds like a really bad time. Everything you eat is going to be like hitting you full force. It's just not very good. You don't have a lot of burst, which is kind of what you want for bosses. You're not going to be able to sit there and shoot your wand forever. And you also want to be able to kill map bosses. It's not just bosses. You want to be able to kill the map mobs and the map bosses maybe even the Delirium fogged map bosses as well, because they should be dropping a lot more loot when you get that Delirium fog on there if you're able to clear the map fast enough. If your build's taking like 2 minutes to kill a map boss, that's a whole nother map for another build. You're literally like losing out on half of the maps you could be completing if you had just chosen another build. So, yo, what are you playing? Well, ED Contagion, why is that so good? It's been a solid choice for a long time, but why? Well, first of all, it's a spell. Second of all, the casting takes at least 2 casts per pack. That's a bigger number than 1, right? Oh, I'd rather cast 1 per pack. But it's guaranteed 2 casts per pack. It's never going to be more because you're hitting them with the Contagion, and then you're hitting 1 with that ED, and that's going to be spread to at least 1 pack, and maybe even more. Those Legion Monoliths, Abyss, Breaches, you're not going to be sitting there and spamming an ED. It's just Contagion, ED, and everything is just going to be falling and dying. It's great, It's not the best, but it's a really, really good contender for one of the best league starters. The 2 casts are going to be chaining to other packs, like I said. It's pretty fun if you can get those to keep going. You just had to keep up with it, and then you just do another 2 casts, and you're all set to go. The single target isn't the best, but it's still pretty good. It's better than Wand. It's just nothing like too busted, but it's definitely good enough for what you're going to need for league start. Especially when you just do like your Blight, Wither Totems, whatever you want to do, you just set it down, you curse, you should be pretty set for single target. Another nice thing is you don't need any good weapons, right? You don't have to roll a wand, you don't have to roll a weapon. You really don't even have to have anything on your weapon. You just have the option of getting that extra chaos damage over time multiplier. Chaos damage, spell damage, whatever you can pick up is what you're gonna need. You just get it, and it's alright if you don't get a really good weapon. Alright. So, how do you have like a really insane league start? Like, really good. You need to practice and be familiar with the build and with the game. If you've never played ED Contagion before and want to league start with it, go practice on Standard, go practice on the Metamorph League. Just do whatever you want. If you want to do a private league with your friends or something, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just league start with them if you want to have a little practice session. But you should practice at least a little bit. Take one stroll through the game, before league start on whatever build. You're going to learn a lot. First of all, you're going to shake off the rust. A lot of players don't play like a month or 2 months after league start. So you're kind of a little bit rusty, it's been a little while. You haven't played in a few months. Go ahead and shake that rust off. You're going to become more familiar with your build and how the build works, You want to be able to have the smoke mine, flame dash, whatever. It should be ingrained in your memory. You shouldn't have to be learning anything on league start. Everything should just be already learned. You also want to kind of know what gems you're going to be getting and what gear you want to look out for. What crafts you need. You should just be familiarizing yourself with what can improve your build when you have nothing. ED Contagion builds, they should look for wands with chaos damage, like I said, as well as +1 chaos gems on wands. That's pretty good while leveling. That's really good. You want to know what 4 link, 5 link, and 6 link you'll be using and what gems, those are going to be in. If you hit maps and you don't know what 5 link and 6 link you need, you kind of goofed up, right? You don't want to be figuring that stuff out. It should already be figured out. You should already know what the best would be. And maybe, it's like, hey, I picked up this piece of gear. Now I can swap this gem out. Like, I don't need, less duration or whatever anymore. You can just swap it out and you'll know that, and that your build will be better for it. Becoming familiar with your build means creating a loot filter as well. If you need 3 blue, 1 green while leveling, make a filter for it. It takes like 2 minutes to go to filter blade, and you go to the little search bar on the right. You search like colors or chrome or whatever. 4 link, and you can just do 3B, 1G, and there you go. It's going to be highlighting those. You can have it make a sound if it's super important, whatever you want to do. Just make a loot filter so that you don't have to be looking for things. It should just be like, ba-bong, like, oh, I got to go pick that up. It'll save you a bunch of time on League Start, and that's always worth it. You want to find your goal and work at it, right? If you want to make a lot of currency trading, you need to start preparing yourself to be a good trader, right? You want to be doing some homework, looking at kind of what the meta is going to be. A lot of people are looking at that wand stuff. That's pretty cool. A lot of people are looking at the mana, the new, take a bunch of mana out of your unreserved mana pool stuff. You're going to want to be setting some live searches up. And you don't have to wait until League Start to make your live search. You can make live searches right now for the Metamorph League. And if you save the search link in your search manager, which is the easiest way, that's how I recommend it, you can set up whoops for uniques, rares, yoinks, anything, really, jewels. If you want to have a successful League Start doing maps, you want to start preparing yourself to be a fast mapper, right? That's where shaking that rust off comes in handy. You have to do a little homework on your build, but mostly you want to be making sure your mechanics are all set. You want to make sure you're a good leveler. You should be able to get to maps, complete all the trials, all lab, up to Merc Lab. You can do Merc Lab, and have all the skill points. That should be 6 hours, 8 hours tops. You should be able to do that. You want to be falling in that range, because that's when you can really start taking advantage of being some of the first players to be in maps. Again, you want to ascend your economic play, do your homework. Set these live searches up. You can see you have pathofexile.com trade search. Yoink, whatever league it is, it's going to change it to the current league. All that matters is those letters and numbers at the end of the search link. And so those aren't going to be changing league to league. So you can set up, like a Prism Guardian with like super sick rolls for, 5 chaos, for example, max bio. You can have that link ready in Metamorph League. And when you open that link, once Delirium launches, it's going to be already set for the standard Temp League, which is going to be Delirium. If you make it for hardcore Metamorph, it's going to swap it to hardcore Delirium. Same if you set it to like straight up standard, standard obviously doesn't change, so you don't have to worry about that. But the Temp Leagues, it automatically changes. Same with the hardcore ones, the hardcore Temp Leagues. So you can do a little homework and you can get started now. You can only have 20 live searches now, unfortunately, but I'll be making a video on a little way to kind of skirt past some of that and be able to look for a few things when you have one live search. So look out for that later. If you want to have day one mapping, you need to be very fast leveling. Like I said, you should be at most in maps in the first 8 hours of the league. Maps are, in my opinion, where the real game starts, and you always want to be in a map, right? Stay in the map, complete it, kill the boss, leave, and you want to put another map right in there. All of your maps should be rolled. You should almost always be in a map. You get those white maps when you first kind of start hitting Act 9, Act 10. You should, once you're ready to map, just transmute them. You throw it in, you have like 4 of them, let's say you got 1 of each. You throw them in there, and then you come out of your map. You should just dump everything, go back in, right? Your hideout's going to give you coronavirus, all right? Do not sit in your hideout. You want to be in the map. You want to always be mapping. Just dump all of your stuff. If you have quad tabs, dump them in quad tabs. You don't even have to price them. Just start dumping, and you can have a program that will look for valuable items for you. If you have a second monitor, it's pretty handy to have up on your second monitor. I do Exilence, so you can check your Exilence, day 1, day 2 mapping. It'll filter, if you set it, you just click sort by most valuable. It'll show you what the most valuable items are. And that's really nice. You don't even have to think. You don't have to sit there with the PoE trade macro, press a button, wait for it to load. Oh, it's at this price. It just tells you this is what the price is at. Then you can click it, see if that's actually what it's going for in the market. And you want to sell. You want to aggressively sell everything. Aggressively sell your maps. If you hit yellow maps, you should be selling all of your white maps. Even if they're, like 1 chaos or something. That's a lot of money. Day 1 exalts are 20 chaos. Day 2 exalts are, like, I don't know, 40. It kind of depends what this league is going to be like. But you want to sell your stuff, right? You want to aggressively sell it. Undercut people because they will be undercutting you. A lot of uniques go for like 20 chaos, 15 chaos. Day 1, day 2. Day 3, they're down, to like the 2 to 5 chaos range. You want to be selling everything you have. You want to be working towards your watchstones, right? Especially if you want to be killing those Cyrus bosses at Awakener 8. Getting the Awakened gems early is going to be a lot of nice money, especially if you are able to get the Awakened Multi-Strike. We'll see how Summoner nerfs hit, the prices on some of these things, because Awakened Multi-Strike was super sick on Summoner builds. That's why it was so pricey, but, it should still be pretty good. It's a really good gem. So just keep an eye out. Maybe some of these super rare Awakened gems you won't want to sell. But, getting early Awakener 8 Cyrus is going to be very, very lucrative on League Start. Make sure you're upgrading your gear. Now, if you remember last league, I told you not to upgrade your gear before you go to sleep, right? You don't want to buy an upgrade because, like I said, those 10, 15, 20 chaos uniques on day 1 and 2 are going to become much, much cheaper by the time you wake up. So don't upgrade your gear if you're about to go to sleep. But if you're going to be mapping for a while, you want to be reinvesting your currency into your character. Yes, it kind of sucks having to buy like some random unique for 10 chaos, but if that lets you clear maps, 10% faster, that's a lot faster, right? If you're getting a Devotos, it's like a boot on your head, that's another 25% move speed. That's a lot more maps per hour for that initial price point. Especially when you factor in, how many more maps you're going to be dropping, right? Once you hit yellow maps, red maps, those things are selling for like 5 chaos plus. That's a lot of money, and map drops are so free. They're going to be even freer with Delirium Fog if you're able to kill nearly the entire map once you hit that mirror. The little Delirium mirror you walk through, not Mirror of Calandra, unfortunately. Like I said before with the economy start, you can start making these PoE, pathofexile.com trade links. You can have all of this set up. You should know kind of what upgrades, since you've practiced, right? You should know what upgrades you need right away. If you're doing Arc Miners or Ball Lightning Mine, Tremor Rod is pretty good. 4-link, 5-link, whatever you can get, that's really good. Getting that Tremor Rod right away. So you can make a link for that. You can make a link for rare boots. You can make a link for everything, and you should, because you have time now. Once the league starts, you have no time to be doing anything except mapping and killing, monsters and bosses. All right, so I'm going to give you some homework, right? Yes. Do your chores. Just do your chores, dude. Do your laundry, clean the cat's litter box, take out the trash and recycling. Do all of this before league start. Clean your room, go shopping, buy food. Do everything that necessitates you leaving your chair and your computer. You can probably make some food for yourself, right? Cook some rice, cook some vegetables, cook some chicken. It's all easy, soup or whatever. It's easy to heat up. You throw it in the microwave for a minute and a half, and then you're ready to eat. You don't need to just go grab like Pop-Tarts, whatever. Like, you just go heat some food up, and it's a healthy meal, and you'll be better for it, and your play will be better for it. Take a screen break, the day before. Checking Reddit, that's always fun. Checking YouTube, watch some videos, that's fun. But, you'll be staring at your screen for plenty of time after league start. For a lot of us, it's going to be most of our time, most of the day is going to be staring at a screen. So give your eyes a break, right? Like, you don't want to strain your eyes now. You can strain them after league start. Take yourself for a walk. Just go walk outside. It's March, up here in the north, it's a little cold, but it's starting to warm up, right? Like 40 degrees, 50 degrees. That's pretty warm. Snow's melting. Just go outside for a walk. Put a hat on, put a coat on, take a deep breath, enjoy it while you can, because you will be holding yourself up in your room or whatever for probably the next week or two. Take your dog for a walk. Don't neglect your pets. Take care of them, and your girlfriend. Go for a walk, watch movies, hang out, do whatever. Have some fun before league start. I'm sure they're already kind of used to the cycle of what's going on, but enjoy your time before league start, and try not to be staring at a screen and worrying too much. Most importantly, get a good night's sleep, right? Imagine your league start when you're tired, how many mistakes you're going to be making, how many things you're not going to be able to think of, like while you're leveling or while you're mapping. You're going to be so tired. Oh, I just need to do this map. You're not going to be thinking about upgrades. You're just going to be focusing on not falling asleep. You don't want to be putting yourself in that mindset. You want to have lots of sleep. You want to be very energized, ready to go, warmed up and ready for the league. All right. Here we go again, right? Real gamers drink water. Okay. Real gamers aren't sitting there chugging Red Bulls. That's not the best way to go about this. You're going to have caffeine crash. Drinking water and cold water is very good for keeping your energy and your focus, right? Football players aren't out there drinking Red Bulls and drinking, I guess I shouldn't equate league start players to football players, but you get it, right? You gotta drink water. We all need water, right? That's what we run off of. We don't run off of coffee. We run off of water. We're a water and, food machine. So drink water. Get a good meal in on league start. And have good meals and water ready for yourself after league start starts. Think of coffee as like a senzu bean, right? Oh, I'm falling asleep. You get out of leveling. It's been, let's say, 6 or 8 hours. You hit maps. Oh, I'm getting a little tired. Coffee is your last resort. It's that last little push that you need to get over a slump and then just keep going, keep riding. Too much caffeine, it's going to make you nervous. You're going to get really irritable. You're going to start getting mad at dumb things. You'll get an upset stomach, which is no good. You're just going to start feeling kind of sick and bad. It's not good. No way, no. Like I said, eat healthy. Skip sugar and chocolate and soda. The best way to get energy is not downing 5 Butterfingers. It's taking, some Trails mix. Yeah, you can have a few M&Ms in your Trails mix, but don't just eat M&Ms, right? Eat nuts, raisins, all that stuff. Fruit, hummus, vegetables, yogurt, granola, nut. Eat the nuts. All right? Not just nut. All right. Every 2 hours, at least, you need to stand up, take a deep breath, stretch out, breathe out. You should be standing every once in a while. You don't want to be that guy on the news that dies because he played Path of Exile for 16 hours, never stood up, and he finally had to go to the bathroom, and he had a blood clot in his leg and had a heart attack, all right? Don't be that guy. That's an XP loss. That's a money loss. Dying, all right? Don't die. Just stand up, stretch every once in a while. It's going to help your focus, those deep breaths, those stretches. Taking those few minutes, it's oh, that's a whole map. Well, the efficiency you get for the next, hour or two, because of your breathing, your stretching, your standing up, is going to far outpace what you would have if you didn't. Play with the lights on. It's going to keep you awake. It's going to stop your eyes from being so strained. And it keeps you alert. But anyway, that's all I have. Like I said, it's not going to be 10 hours. I try to keep it pretty quick and concise. I hope this was able to help you guys. And remember, join me on Tuesday for patch notes and every day after that. I'll be in my Discord and I'll link that below. you won't be able to post anything in the Discord at the start. I need to kind of be figuring stuff out, and I will approve people one at a time to kind of like join in the second channel to talk to me and ask me questions on Tuesday. So, go ahead, join, wait. On Tuesday, I'll pull people in. We'll hang out, I'll answer some questions. If you have a path of building you want me to look at, I'll be able to do that all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but not Friday, right? It's league start time. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subbing, and comment on what you found helpful. All right, peace out.